Anne Brontë was an English novelist and poet, and was the youngest member of the Brontë literary family. She was the daughter of Marie and Patrick Brontë, a poor Irish clergyman in the Church of England. Anne lived most of her life with her family at the parish of Haworth on the Yorkshire Moors. Otherwise, she attended a boarding school in Mirfield between 1836 and 1837. And between 1839 and 1845 she lived elsewhere, working as a governess. In 1846 she published a book of poems with her sisters, and later two novels, initially under the pen name Acton Bell. Her first novel, Agnes Grey, was published in 1847, at the same time as Wuthering Heights, by her sister Emily Brontë. Anne's second novel, The Tenant of Wildfeld Hall, was published in 1848. And is often considered to be one of the first feminist novels. The family suffered from coughs and colds during the winter of 1848, and Anne's sister Emily became very ill. She worsened over 2 months and rejected medical aid until the morning of the 19th of December. She was very weak and said that if you send for a doctor, I will see him now. But Emily died about 2 o'clock that afternoon, aged 30. Emily's death deeply affected Anne. Her grief undermined her physical health. Over Christmas, Anne had influenza. Her symptoms intensified, and in early January, her father sent for a Leeds physician. The doctor diagnosed advanced consumption, with little hope of recovery. Anne seemed somewhat better in February. She decided to visit Scarborough to see if the change of location and the fresh sea air might benefit her.
There we are. Looking over the bay. St Mary's Church. Very nice, look at that. But
I'll tell you where not. I've been to Hastings. I'll tell you where not. Go on. I've never been there. Good. No, I don't. Been to London? No, I like London though. Yeah, London. Yeah, I like London. We went to London when we drove back. So the J55.
Yeah, but it depends what
Nice
you
beach.
like. What you want.
People say Brixton's nice, but I went to the parts of it. People changed it.
it's a shame the stonework's not
I've never been.
We went
not
and
there.
just the pandemic coming out of it.
Yeah.
But instead of preserving it, well, they're preserving it as it is. Instead of redoing it, they've done an extra stone.
And he was holding it. And he took me on one of those heritage things out to sea. I thought I was going to die.
All kinds of rocks and things left for a.
Are you with them or filming in there?
Yeah, enjoy this. They show me well. Come back one day.
Not much I can say really. I was going to bring some flowers, I forgot. There we go. Such a great setting. And over there, just behind that rock, there's a spa there. She died over there. I shall put it here. So she's.
53. With 54.
Now we need to go to Haworth.
Charlotte was initially against the journey, fearing that it might be too stressful, but changed her mind after the doctor's approval and Anne's assurance that it was her last hope. On 24th of May 1849, Anne set off for Scarborough with Charlotte and Ellen Nussey. They spent a day and a night in York en route. Here they escorted Anne in a wheelchair and did some shopping and visited York's Minster. It was clear that Anne had little strength left. On Sunday 27th of May, Anne asked Charlotte whether it would be easier to return home and die instead of remaining in Scarborough. A doctor was consulted the next day and said that the death was close. Anne received the news quietly. She expressed her love and concern for Ellen and Charlotte and whispered for Charlotte to take courage. Anne died about 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday 28th of May 1849, aged 29. Charlotte decided to lay the flower where it had fallen, so Anne was buried in Scarborough. The funeral was held on 30th of May. Patrick Brontë could not have made the 70-mile journey if he had wished to. The former schoolmistress at Roe Head, Miss Wooler, was in Scarborough, and she was the only other mourner at Anne's funeral. Anne was buried in St Mary's churchyard beneath the castle walls and overlooking the bay. Charlotte commissioned a stone to be placed over the grave with the inscription, "Here lies the remains of Anne Brontë, daughter of Reverend P. Brontë, incumbent of Haworth, Yorkshire. She died aged 28, May 28th, 1849. When Charlotte visited the grave 3 years later, she discovered the multiple errors on the headstone and had it refaced. But this was not free of error, for Anne was 29 when she died, not 28 as written. In 2011, the Brontë Society installed a new plaque on Bronte's grave. The original gravestone had become illegible at places and could not be restored. It was left undisturbed while the new plaque was laid horizontally, interpreting the fading words of the original and correcting its error. In April 2013, the Brontë Society held a dedication and blessing service at the graveside to mark the installation of a new plaque.